What's going on, everyone? Juicebacks here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 in the first ever post-launch Hero Spotlight. I've been working my way through the defenses slowly but surely, and I figured it was time to add a hero to the mix, and why not start off with the Gun Witch? As everybody's curious about the Gun Witch, most new players are very excited about the Gun Witch, and I gotta tell you, it is without a doubt one of the most fun heroes to play in the game. The Gun Witch has just amazing mobility, double jump for the win, plus flying. I mean, how on earth do you fight it? Now, the excessive mobility allows the Gun Witch to get into all kinds of crazy situations in and out of, and makes for a ton of fun. Now, one of the most effective ways to play the Gun Witch in the current game, in my opinion, is without a doubt the Ice Needle. The Ice Needle is super fun. It has just absolutely amazing CC. It has one-shot capability towards flyers, as of course frozen flyers can't flap those wings too well. Plus, it just has the amazing ability of just completely stun-locking a siege roller. You can keep a siege roller completely frozen from start to finish until it is completely dead, and it makes the Gun Witch a natural choice as to who to go with. Now, contrary to popular belief, of course there's a lot of stuff floating around the interwebs about the Gun Witch saying that if you play on the Gun Witch, you won't get relics, and that actually used to be the case. Before, playing on the Gun Witch gave you a reduced chance for relics to drop. That was actually corrected several patches before launch and is no longer a thing, so you will get your relics dropping with the Gun Witch without any problems. Let's go ahead and dig right on into the stats. Now, first off, the Ice Needle, of course, is an ability, so we are very concerned with ability power. Ability power should be our number one focus, with hero crit damage being the second. So hero damage is not as big of an aspect, although the hero damage does help the Gun Witch's left click ability. It's not going to do us a whole lot of good with Ice Needle. And since in the current state of endgame hero health is required, it makes the natural choice on all your armor pieces: ability power, hero crit damage, and hero health. Now, with no set pieces in the game, it doesn't matter what type of set you're using. I've got a wizard piece, a warlock piece, and a berserker's piece all thrown in the mix. The main thing is having those three stats: ability power, hero crit, and hero health will help you on your way to the Ice Needle. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at Ascension, and then we'll go through all the gear and the shards. Now, first off, as you see, I've actually got two categories now completely maxed on my Gun Witch. The Gun Witch is the first to cap out categories, and the utility category is the first one you do cap. However, if we go ahead and reset them, we will go through the priorities. First things first, the number one most important thing always with every DPS hero is always going to be hero crit chance in the utility category. So your first 20 points in utility, you want to go directly into hero crit damage. Now, in the defense category, you see we do have Ice Needle. Every point into Ice Needle damage is going to increase the ability power for the Ice Needle by 25. So we want to go ahead and put our first 20 points into Ice Needle damage as well. And then over on the offense category, you really have your choice. Use whatever you want. I personally have a hard time staying alive just because I constantly run up and want to melee things when I'm a ranged hero. So I always put the first 20 in the offense category into hero health on my Gun Witch. Now, as you work your way through, you can look at the stats that are available. The next most important stat is going to be the Ice Needle freeze duration in the utility category, so you want to get that maxed out. We're going to continue to put points directly into Ice Needle damage until it is actually full. And in the offense category, mix them up, do whatever you want, whatever ability you like to use most in addition to the Ice Needle. Like I do use the old Broom NATO quite often, so I like to put points into it. None of the other points matter quite as much besides the 2 different Ice Needle variances. So you always want to max out Hero Crit first, then go into your Ice Needle. The rest of it is mainly just quality of life, so just throw them wherever you like. Hero Crit damage is important as well, as is Broom Power Capacitor. One of the things with the Ice Needle spam, you will find yourself running out of Broom Power quite frequently, and obviously you don't want that to happen. Now, I do jump around quite a bit on my Gun Witch as well, so I prefer to go into Broom Vault before I go into Scatter Sweep, and then I usually do Scatter Sweep as the last thing. So first thing in utility, Hero Crit damage, then go to Ice Needle Freeze duration. In defense, go full Ice Needle damage. In offense, go wherever you want. Go into ability that you use the most. If you find yourself left-click spamming more often, go into hero damage. If you find yourself having a harder time staying alive, go into hero health. Offense category is pretty much up in the air. Now, as I did mention, we're going to go with ability power, hero crit, and hero health on every armor piece. However, you've got a few different variances with weapons. Of course, the Mega Shark brings a huge cool factor, shooting at 8 shots per second. Makes lots of fun. Another go-to weapon for me is, without a doubt, the Controlled Burst 3. So you want the 2.5 second variety of Controlled Burst 3, plus the Mega Shark does have the chance of higher rolls, so you want to get all the ability power you can get, and you see the difference in those 2 guns. There's about a 500 difference in ability power, which can be quite significant. Now, when we're talking shards, of course the Mega Shark has that locked shard, rapidly fires meteor bullets, you can't do anything about it, it's staying in. The 2 shards you're really going to want in your Mega Shark are Inspiring Strikes and Critical Restoration. Inspiring Strikes, of course, primary attacks reduce the cooldown of your abilities by 0.3 seconds. Now, we're firing 8 shots a second, so this is going to just constantly lower the cooldown of our Ice Needle and make it so it's almost instant cast and spammable. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, you are going to be running out of Broom Power all the time. Critical Restoration, of course, is going to help you relieve that problem, as primary attacks critical hits restore 5 Broom Power. Now that does help get your Broom Power built back up very, very quickly. Now, Inspiring Strikes is going to drop in Chaos 4. Critical Restoration is going to drop in Chaos 2. Both of those are required shards for the build. There's only 2 more required shards. How awesome is that? The next 2 required shards are Inspiration and Frozen Core. Inspiration is going to go ahead and drop in Chaos 2. Frozen Core is going to drop on Chaos 4. But as long as you have those 4 shards, you can make this build work without a problem. Now, as you see, in addition to Inspiration and Frozen Core, I add in Worm Scarf, just because, like I said, I'm squishy. I like to get up in people's faces. It backfires on me a lot, so I want to take a little reduced damage. In the chest piece, I kind of like to go with Bulwark, increases armor by 40%, Taser Suit, and Drenching Broom NATO. As I mentioned, I do like to use the Broom NATO from time to time. However, when you go full Ice Needle spam, and you all will experience it, you don't have many other abilities that you can use, as you need to save all that Broom Power for Ice Needle. Now, in the gloves, Construction is really a severely underrated shard in my opinion. Construction allows you to heal through walls of almost any damage type. So Construction can definitely be significant in any of your builds. And then Critical Strike increases your hero crit chance by 10%. Now this, I don't have this listed as a required shard, as without it you can still get to 30% crit. However, it is definitely pretty darn nice to have. And then I do book drop from time to time. The main deal with book drop is, even on bosses that won't get transformed, they are still going to take the increased damage. So as you see, Dewey Decimal System, book drop duration is increased by 5 seconds, and the extra damage they get is increased by 15% while under its effects. So that extra 15% damage you are going to be putting onto even a siege roller that you're not actually going to turn into a book. Then on the boots, we've got Speed Boost and Quake. Speed Boost is probably the biggest quality of life shard in the game, and I got Quake on there just because I didn't have anything else, so might as well Quake it up. So ability power, hero crit, and hero health on all your gear, plus inspiring strikes, critical restoration in your weapon, inspiration, and frozen core in your helmet. And it is good game for the Ice Needle. Let's take a look at it in action. Now, as you see, the Ice Needle spam is real. I mean, you can just get it flying. It's hard to see those DPS numbers there, but I get as high as like 5 million. I think the highest I've seen is like 5.8 million with a lucky string of crits. And then, of course, if you throw Drago into the mix, you can just double that damage. So that'll get you over that 10 million mark pretty darn easily, and it makes light work of anything. Now, the thing you want to make sure to remember is you're freezing these guys every time you shoot them. So, ogres, rollers, anything that can be frozen is going to be instantly frozen. So, nothing at all wrong with that. So, that will do it for now for the first ever Dungeon Defenders 2 post-launch Hero Spotlight. Let me know in the comments below what hero you want to see next, as I'm going to do my best to get these defensive spotlights and hero spotlights rolling really quickly. Thank you for watching. Click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. As always, there will be massive more Dungeon Defenders 2 returning, and I can't wait for it. So thank you again. I'll see you soon.